Hello everyone and welcome to another Makios Cloud Files tutorial. Today we're looking at everything that makes up the Files tab in the Makios Cloud Files service. This is pretty much one of the major components of the Makios Cloud File services, and we will be covering anything from uploading files to creating folders on the web UI, also rollbacks and revisions, downloading and installing the local sync agent. We will also be uploading files, creating folders, and merging data through the local sync agent, also looking at some options that we have with that local sync agent and the pros and cons between the local sync agent and the web UI. There are some things that you could do on the local sync agent that you can't do on the web UI, and there are some things that you can't do on the local sync agent that you can do on the web UI. So we're going to go ahead and be covering a little bit about pretty much about everything. So we're going to go ahead and log in. Now, once logged in, we're going to be at our Files tab. This is our home view when logging into the Makios Cloud Files. So we do have a couple options here at the beginning. We could create a folder and also upload files. Now, the only disadvantage of the web UI is that you cannot upload folders. You could only create folders. So what we're going to go ahead and do is create a folder here. I'm going to go ahead and call it test. And there we go. Now, also prepared some files that I'm going to go ahead and upload, and you do have a couple of different options here. You could actually browse for the files by hitting add files, and at this point you could browse and you can see the files here. So I'll go ahead and upload one this way. And now you can see your file. Now I'm going to go ahead and upload it as well by just dragging over. Now, I do not have any folders open, so I'm going to go ahead and browse through it through my local Explorer. I'm going to go ahead and drag this copy over. We're going to go ahead and upload. Now, once you see the green check mark up in the right side, we're pretty much done. So we could go back and we see our file there again. Now what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and proceed with downloading the local sync agent. So in order for us to do that, we're going to go to here, download Makios Cloud Files app. Go ahead and click on that. Now I'm running on a Mac, so I'm going to go ahead and download it. I did not want to wait for it to download, so I actually downloaded it in preparation for this. So it has already been downloaded, so I'm just going to go ahead and run that. Now this is everything that you will see once you download it and run the installer. So we're going to go ahead and open. That's just letting us know that it's from the internet. We're going to go ahead and type in our password. Sorry about that. And we're going to wait for that installer to start up. We're going to go ahead and accept the license agreement. Next on that. Okay, and we're just going to run the installer. Alright. Now what we're going to go ahead and do, the agent is going to finish installing, and it's going to ask us to register. Now during the registration process, it's going to ask us, there we go. It's going to ask us to type in our credentials. So type in test account. Okay, we're going to hit next. We're going to do a typical setup and hit next. In this case, I've already had the local agent installed before, so it's asking me if I want to merge. If it's a brand new setup, you will not see this. So we're going to go ahead and click OK for merge, and we're going to finish that up. Now we're going to see here that our test folder is now syncing down to our local computer. You're also going to see that it's going to add a Makios Cloud Files folder to your favorites here. And we're going to see that it has now finished downloading the files that we have currently in the cloud. So we were talking before about the disadvantage of not being able to create folders within the Makios Cloud Files web UI. In this case, now that we have the local sync agent installed, we could just go ahead and merge a folder over of our liking. So I'm going to go ahead and open a new Finder, and I'm going to go over to my documents, and I have another folder here called documents. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this over, and we're going to drop it in there. Now this is a larger folder, so we're gonna wait for that to move over or copy over, and I'm also gonna check the properties of our local sync agent. Here under activity, we will see that these files are being uploaded. Now by default, there are some extensions that are excluded, which you will see within here, within the exclusions. If this is the case and you do have some files that need to be uploaded but they're being excluded, you could always contact your admin, which in this case would be us, to allow those files in. So here we can see that files have been uploaded. We can see all the activity of the agent itself, so we're going to go ahead and hit OK on that. I'm going to go ahead and close this folder up here. I'm going to go ahead and close this one here, and I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page, and we're going to see that we now have our documents folder here, and we have some items within that folder. Now, to confirm that it has been successfully uploaded, you can see here the green check mark as well. Alright, so at this point we're going to go ahead and take a look at the rollback feature and also the revisions feature. Now, for these features, they perform a very specific task. The rollback will allow you to revert all your files to a date in the past. So let's say something actually happened to all your files today. They became corrupt on your local computer or anything like that. You could just go ahead and roll back to yesterday, and all your files would revert till then. Now, if it's a per file case, let's say that you modified a file and you deleted some items from that file that you actually needed, you could just go ahead and either right click on the file or double click depending on what computer you're running, and check your revisions here. Now unfortunately, since this is a brand new file, you're not going to see any revisions because it hasn't been modified previously, but you can see here that it's in the current revision. So at this point, going back to that example, let's say I did modify it, I deleted something that I needed, I could just go back to the old revision and I would have my file back. So that's basically what those two features do. Alright, so up to this point we've already went ahead and downloaded and installed the local sync agent. We have uploaded folders to the Makios Cloud Files web UI. We already uploaded files as well, both through browsing and dragging and dropping. We already merged a folder over to the local sync agent and actually looked at the activity uploading as well. We already looked at the rollback feature, and we looked at the revisions feature as well. So the only thing left for us to take a look at here is the failsafe that's built into the Makios Cloud Files. Now if you delete something accidentally, you can see here that you could restore deleted files. It will allow you to restore all deleted files. Excuse me. It will actually also allow you to pick a specific date to restore files. So this is in case you do delete anything. Now if you do delete one particular file, in this case I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. At this point we could assume it's gone, but you do have this option here to show deleted items. Now here you will see that it's grayed out, and at this point you could go ahead and either permanently delete, or you could also restore. So at this point, since we really don't want to delete this, I'm just going to go ahead and restore it, but it is an option to permanently delete. At the beginning of this video, I did mention that we will be speaking a little bit about the pros and cons, why use the local versus the web UI. Now, as you can see locally, you can drag and drop folders over to your Makios or local Makios Cloud Files folder, and that will upload over to the cloud. Now, that is an advantage because of course, if you did it in the web UI, you would have to create your folder structure again and upload your files separately. So, that does take time, and doing it through the local sync agent will save you a lot of time. Now, one of the best options for the local sync agent, or one of the best features, would be that to actually merge. Now, the web UI will become a good tool to use when we get into the shares and the guest accounts in the next video. This will be a tool that you will be using if you do have to share to external users, or if you have to create team shares and share within your organization as well. And we will go into further detail on all that in the next video. As a quick note, if you do permanently delete any files or folders, the restore deleted items option will not work. That only works if they are still within the hidden deleted items. So if they're permanently gone, you will not be able to restore them. I do appreciate everybody who joined me for this second tutorial. In the next tutorial, we'll be covering shares and guest accounts. We'll be covering everything from creating and sharing team shares to people within your organization, and also sharing to external users. Again, thank you for joining us today at this tutorial, and we'll see you soon.